A few months ago, Ali Abdaal uploaded an extremely helpful video to help students study. And even though I graduated college a long time ago and no longer a student, I did take on quite the challenge to learn 4 languages simultaneously. Okay? In this video, I'm going to show you how Ali Abdaal's advice helps me learn 4 languages. Buenas. Hi everyone, my name is daljiimarax, and on this channel I am a solo traveler and I like to learn languages all for my own pleasure. So we're going to get into the first point of Ali Abdaal's advice.
Thinking of studying as a single player game. People who absolutely hate studying are the ones who are doing it on their own. For some reason there is this myth that the ideal way to focus is to lock yourself in your bedroom or in a library by yourself and just like focus on the thing. And what I wish more students knew is that basically everything becomes more fun when you do it with friends. You can profoundly transform your experience of school or college or university by treating studying as a multiplayer game where you and your friends are working together to tackle the final boss, which is the exam or whatever the thing might be.
In addition to learning languages, I also create content giving language learning advice, and this is one of the most helpful tips ever. You cannot learn a language by yourself. You need help, okay? There's no possible way to do it alone. So I take advantage of as many free and affordable resources as possible. I use the app called Preply for my tutors, and if I need to talk to somebody in the language and I don't have access to them, I love the apps Tandem and Hello Talk. I can talk to people all over the world, so whatever dialect I'm learning at the moment of the specific language, it's so freaking helpful. And people are always willing to help you learn a language as long as you teach them yours. English is a very valuable language. It's pretty much like the language of the world. So I pretty much got it easy, okay?
Squandering the absolutely insane amount of free time that you have. Learning about time management and in fact learning about productivity is super helpful because when you learn simple strategies when it comes to managing your time and prioritizing and beating procrastination and being a bit more disciplined, a bit more motivated, when you learn those fairly simple things and start applying them to your life, it's the same thing I talked about in mistake number 1. Like when you learn how to study more effectively, you're getting more bang for your buck out of every hour that you put in, and therefore you have way more spare time.
One of the most helpful tips has been spreading out my free time throughout the day instead of waiting to the end of the day to get a big amount of free time. It's kind of like when you have a cheat day versus eating your favorite foods and sweets in moderation. So one of the things that's been very helpful is putting a timer on my phone on all my fun social media apps, the TikToks, the Instagrams, things like that. So in the morning when I have to walk my dog, eat breakfast, and get ready for the morning, I have no other choice but to practice. So what I like to do to kind of passively study a language is I'll either listen to a podcast, listen to music, or watch a YouTube video in that target language that I'm learning at the moment. And to make things easier on me, I kind of recycle the same videos, the same podcast episodes, same songs a couple of times, because for me, repetition is how I'm going to retain it. It's going to stay in my brain if I've heard it multiple times versus moving into a new topic too quickly.
Is how valuable your health is. In my kind of time as an entrepreneur and as a YouTuber, I've spoken to a bunch of stupidly successful and like ridiculously rich entrepreneurs. Some of them are like 100 millionaires, some of them are billionaires. And I often like to ask them for life advice, and one of the things they all say is, I wish I had taken my health more seriously when I was younger. Really, I also wish that I'd embodied the identity when I was a student of someone who takes my health seriously.
Unfortunately, the rumors are true. Your health is your wealth. What you put in your body and how you treat your body is how are you going to show up anywhere else in the world. You are much more productive when you feel good. Let's just be honest here, okay? So earlier this year, I incorporated eating better and getting much more sleep. Notice how I didn't say going on a diet and being in bed at 9 p.m. sharp. No, giving myself a little bit of flexibility allows me to not, I think, go back to where I came from. Making it a bit more flexible and not giving myself any hard timelines has allowed me to gracefully move into this process, because the more upfront and harsh I was with myself at the beginning, the easier it was for me to quit and have to restart learning a language over and over again. So for example, instead of saying I'm going to make sure I go to bed before midnight, anytime before midnight, that's a start for me. Instead of having pancakes in the morning, I'm going to eat the same exact breakfast every single morning, and I'm going to have it prepped and ready so I don't have to figure it out every single day. Giving myself those kind of like, routines and things has allowed me to be a bit more flexible. And if I start off in the morning eating healthy, I'm less likely to cheat and put bad things in my body throughout the rest of the day. If you start off in the morning, good rest and good food full of protein, baby, you're destined to have a beautiful day. So in the mornings, I only have access to my music app, YouTube in my podcast app. And when I walk, first thing I do in the morning after I brush my teeth, I walk my dog and I'll listen to one of those things. When I get back home, it's time to make breakfast. While I'm making breakfast, I'm likely watching a YouTube video, listening to music, a podcast, something that I love. And then when I'm getting ready, getting myself, doing my hair, my makeup, I'm also doing those same things. Having those 3 moments in the morning, I've learned so much of the language before it's even time to go to work. So that is so I promise you, lock them social media apps, okay? And a lot of the times, I'm not even like watching educational things, like how to conjugate verbs and new grammar. A lot of times I'm sitting there watching a makeup tutorial or get ready with me. Child, you will be surprised how much new vocabulary you will learn watching somebody do their hair. I'm telling you, okay? Obviously, my goal is to be fluent, but I learned that making language learning a fun activity and something I'm just adding to my life rather than I need to learn this language. I gotta make it fun. Okay. That's the only way I'm gonna stay with it. Okay. So think of it remembering my why. Why do I want to learn this language? I want to connect with people all around the world. I want to have friends everywhere. I want to be able to open myself up to learning about more cultures and being much more aware about the world that I live in. I always have to remember my why, and that's what makes it fun. Some people learn a language because they got a job where people speak this specific language, and learning that language will be more helpful. Some people are moving abroad. It depends, but remembering your why is going to be so helpful. I want to look back on my life and be like, wow, in my late 20s, I decided to learn 4 languages for fun. Not because of a job, not because of a man, not because of anything, for fun, for my enjoyments. Like, that is so freaking cool. And having that, this is the long game mindset, baby, it's made language learning fun. Like, I wake up in the morning like, ooh, I get to watch this podcast, child. Ooh, like let's get into it, okay? And, I have to embrace it. Sometimes it's not fun, but I have to get creative. Sometimes I make content about it. Sometimes I brag to my friends like, yes, bitches, I'm learning all these languages and you hosts is only speaking English. I got to make it fun. I got to make it funky. And that's the best way to do it. So Ali's advice has allowed me to incorporate language learning into my life versus uprooting my life and figuring out how I can add language learning to it. I just put it right up in the same schedule, right up in the routine. So I don't got to mess nothing up because baby, learning a language for fun, not for, because you have to do it, not because it's a class or credit. It requires a lot of discipline. And baby, I put the lazy in Libra. Okay. I did not have the discipline, and this video has like changed my life. And I think I'm going to be, like the best polyglot out there. Like that's my goal. The best language learner, the best polyglot, multilingual person I could possibly be. Okay.